Well, here we are. At the moment, I'm in my build. Calories at the moment are 5,000 calories. So they're up well and truly. That for me, that's high. So it has been a bit of a struggle getting food in. I'm not a big eater, and will be the first to tell you I'm a bit of a bitch when it comes to that. But the weight's coming on, feeling stronger. Performance in the gym's been far better. So meal one for me looks like. Actually, I'm gonna have to show you this. So what I've been doing, I've got my own cream of rice. So what we've been doing is getting M's idea, basmati white rice raw. I've been putting it in the NutriBullet, grounding it, so then it looks like rice flour. I then have 100 grams of that, and then I have 500 mils of boiling water. That's the end result there. Then I go, that's a lot. It's a lot right there. So then I go put in natural protein, put 60 grams of that in. I have 30 grams of honey, which is a good time, ground cinnamon, and then I have 150 grams of mixed berries, which I'll show you the end result shortly. But that's our little hack there. Instead of going for oats or anything like that, because I'm gluten-free, I prefer that. Digests a lot better as well. Doesn't leave me feeling full for 6 hours. Like, what was I having before? It was like
quinoa
flakes. I couldn't eat for 3 hours after that. It was just 100 grams of that, just rock me, all the fibre in it. So in the building phase, I didn't go straight to 5,000 calories. So I started my maintenance roughly for me, specific to me, is around 3,500, 3,600. So from there, over the period of the last 3 months, I've been building that up slowly. So allowing my body to adjust. When I start to plateau, increase calories again. So slow increments or increases in calories over time. Therefore, not banging on too much body fat, more than necessary body fat anyway. So yeah, getting that. I'll start with the protein powder. So the difference, like there's a dirty bulk. You hear people talking about dirty bulk, clean bulk. For us, we don't do either. It's just wholesome food. So you could prefer that as clean, but obviously if it's more wholesome foods I'm eating, the better my digestion is, the better the results, better the nutrient absorption, skin, overall energy, everything. A lot of people talk about the dirty bulk, but you need to understand the pressure that puts on your digestion. Are you getting the best results? Is it the best thing to do in terms of performance and over a long term? So if you're building for like 6 to 12 months, you don't want to be eating all that shit all the time. So it doesn't really like there's no real difference between what I eat now and in off season and in prep phase. Reason being, it's just a quantity. So instead of 5,000 calories, it's down to 2,000 calories at my lowest or something. So it's the same sort of foods, but yeah, just smaller amounts. So 60 grams. Good time rocking the choc peanut butter, which is delicious. 52, not quite there. A little bit more.
Woo. It's like cake batter.
Right. Honey, good stuff. My fave.
So Matt's using the plant protein because the plant protein actually mixes a lot better with the rice flour. If we put WPI in it, it usually ends up looking like water.
Soup. What a good time. So much better. As you can see, it's nice and thick there.
And he's using the chopped peanut butter.
All right, frozen berries. Let's go.
That's as good as it gets, really.
It does.
Meal one, ready to go.
Alright, secrets out. I'm going to tell you about my supplements. Probably not the ones that you want to know about, but these are my staple right here. So creatine, I take the creatine daily. It's the most tested supplement on the market and has a number of benefits. I've been running the non-stim at the moment, so the 3D Pump and Performance, obviously all from Muscle Nation. I had this in the morning. This is my go-to, the Daily Greens, passion fruit, with Hattie's Gut Performance. So that's a morning drink I have there. You can see that Hattie's hand signed that for me specifically. And then protein, let's talk protein. So right here I have the whey protein isolate, the choc banana. So I have that post-workout with my cereal. Why do I have the whey protein isolate? Because it's fast absorbing, and that's my go-to. In the morning, like we mentioned earlier, for breakfast I have the natural protein with my cream of rice for the sole purpose that it mixes in far better. It tastes delicious, obviously, as well. But that's it. And why do I have the protein? It's because I've got to hit a high protein target. At the moment, it's around 315 grams of protein daily. So it just makes it easier supplementing that rather than me banging more and more chicken breast or steak or other forms of protein source to hit that. And if you are looking for a discount, use my code Matty, all capitals for Muscle Nation if you're shopping there. All right, I just spent 15 minutes setting up the stand to show you guys this meal, and Em just walked in the door. I was ready to roll.
My replacement.
Ingenuity. So yeah, next meal I've got Karaage chicken. So this is from Fit Fuel Plus, one of my favorites. Easy meal to get down, 680 calories in that. So it's white rice, obviously, with the chicken thigh. So a little bit of fats in that meal too. And then to get some more carbs in, I've got banana and apple in there. Bang that down. So you see plenty of fruit. I try to change up my carbohydrate intake, so it's not just white rice, sweet potato. I like to give it some variety, so I implement a lot of fruit. Alright fam, something I haven't spoke to you about before is supps. Other than the Muscle Nation supps I obviously use all the time, these are my other health supps I use religiously. So first and foremost, I've got the Tudcar. For those who don't know, Tudcar is for liver. So obviously using PEDs, and like myself at the moment and as a pro bodybuilder, my liver and detoxification of the liver is definitely an essential. Then I've got vitamin D3. So I have anywhere, that's a microwave, that's the next meal, anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 IU of vitamin D3 a day. I break it up over a few meals. Fish oil, I have 3,000 to 4,000 meg of fish oil a day, again, across a couple of meals, breaking it up. Then at night with dinner, I have the zinc. I have 40 meg of the zinc. It's a little bit blurry there. That's better. Then before bed, that is my combo right there. I have 3 tabs of ashwagandha, so that's for cortisol and stress relief, and a big scoop of the Ultra Muscle Ease, the bioceutical magnesium powder that is. So right there, that is my staple pretty much all year round of the supps that I use.
All right, meal
3.
And
I've got poached chicken, white rice, some veggies in there, and I've got like a curry sauce I put in there to give it some flavour, because nobody likes eating plain chicken. And then I've got here some gluten-free bread and 60 grams of this raspberry jam. It's just from Coles, it's not Flash, but it's carbohydrates.
how do you know it's not Coles? It says Coles on it.
It says Coles.
How do you know it's not fancy? So what are your carbs sitting up at the moment?
Just over 700 grams of carbs at the moment.
And is this probably like the most that you've eaten during a bulk?
By far the most I've ever eaten during a bulk.
I hate the word bulk, but let's call it build.
Let's call it build. And I'm also the heaviest I've ever been. And I'm probably the best condition of being as well. So there's obviously, so the main thing about being in the build, okay, everyone gets it wrong, is consistency. Just like anything, consistency is the key. Obviously building calories, ensuring you're in a caloric surplus, and that's going to be specific to each individual. As I mentioned earlier, don't go banging calories in. You'll get fat really quickly, so it's quite specific to you and your body type, and over time building calories up, ensuring there's enough energy to build lean muscle.
So what is like the basis of a good build?
So calorie surplus, first and foremost, specific to yourself. Training intensity. If you're going to be having them calories going in, you've got to be training hard. Okay, the most important thing about training is the execution of each exercise, okay? Understanding what muscle group that exercise is working on, and then training to almost failure. I say that because the intensity needs to be there. If you're just going to the gym, going through the motions, you ain't gonna fucking build muscle.
And then eating this, you end up gonna get fat.
You're gonna get fat, exactly. So you need to be training hard, going in there with intent each session, trying to progress. So progressive overload, progression in the gym.
So in a building phase, would you say that training would be your first, and then second closely would be nutrition?
Yeah, look, it's funny. Everyone talks about, obviously nutrition is very, very important. But as Em just mentioned, if you banging the calories in, and training isn't on the emphasis. The training is just as important, if not more important, if you ask me. You will get fat. You need to be making sure your training is there. Your training structure supports what you're trying to do. There's enough volume in that, and then the other side of it, everyone neglects, is the rest and recovery side. So at the moment, I train 5-day split. The volume's actually gone back. It's gone from where I do a normal session for maybe 24 sets plus, around the 24 mark, and it's now dropped back to between 16 and 18 working sets. Obviously, the intensity is a lot higher during that, and I felt the punch big time. So the rest of recovery has been more important during this last training phase, and definitely seeing the benefits. So talking about stress management as well, okay, that needs to be factored in there.
Sleep
is very important. So at least 7 hours sleep, and a good sleep. So focusing on quality of sleep.
And a lot of guys, I guess, especially in this industry, would put like supplementation or PEDs as like number one.
Okay,
but
so that's exactly
what is your idea?
Starts down the bottom. Training, like we just spoke about, training, nutrition, adherence to your calories. So you need to be consistent with your training and your nutrition. Supps and PEDs are right up the very top. It's the last thing. Obviously, that enhances all your hard work, the foundation of what's going to make you successful in terms of getting results. Now, it doesn't matter. Obviously, for myself, I take PEDs at my level, at a pro level, at the moment, trying to build muscle. I did the work when I was younger, pushing myself to absolute max, making sure that my nutrition and training was on point, and going as far as I genetically could with my potential before I went down that track. Now, it doesn't matter, because if I was natural, you still need to eat and your training needs to be on point. You will still build muscle. I did, everyone did. Okay, so obviously at my level, PEDs are used to obviously get to...
But they do not replace training and diet.
No, they do not.
So you can't just have PEDs and then go to Macca's.
Secret. Exactly right. You will get fat and you'll make yourself sick, and sometimes get irreversible sides. So it's a big one. You never replaces hard work and consistency with your nutrition. Would you believe it? Another meal going down. This one I look forward to. This is actually my post-workout meal. Yes, simple carbohydrates, delicious, tasty. Got the old faithful cornflakes, and MZ found these bad boys over at Aldi, the gluten-free Cocoa Pops. So pretty much Cocoa Pops, gluten-free version. Then I've got the rice milk. Again, more carbohydrates, low in fat. That's my go-to for milk. And then I'll be throwing some more honey on there. So 60 grams of whey protein isolate. And that there, the chopped banana. As you can see, I'm a weirdo. I like to mix it up, give it a bit more texture. So there's 180 grams of cereal in there. Then I'll have 20 grams of the honey, and then it's ended up being 500 mil.
So why don't you have normal milk?
Normal milk, because it's a little bit high in fat, and I don't like lactose free, so that's a big reason. So yeah, prefer that. That's my go-to. Now, it isn't a training day, but I still stick to the same calories. You will see some people will calorie cycle, training and non-training days, but for me it's consistent, so easy to stick to. I find it's better that way, and I'm usually more hungry on a rest day anyway.
Because you're sitting down all day.
Yeah, right there, doing not a whole lot. No, that's a lie, don't tell him that. But that's about it. I'll put the protein in and then get stuck into the good stuff.
I'm trying to make Matt hurry up so I can eat my food.
Last meal, would you believe it? So, I have there steak, 250 grams, 300 grams of sweet potato. There is broccoli under there, believe it or not. There is broccoli. I've got 100 grams of beetroot in that meal. This is right there. I have, my dessert is one of these Coles gluten-free chocolate muffins, and the banana. And that right there is 5,000 calories, 750 grams of carbs, 315 grams of protein. I think the fats were somewhere around 90 or 85. So that is my day eating. That's what it looks like the majority of the time. Maybe sometimes I have an extra muffin just to get the calories in, but that's it.